where recently have we seen violence from the right? I think in the last few years, which is historically, I'm not going to say atypical, because the left has been statistically, I think, way more violent than the right. I mean, Stalin killed way more people than Hitler. But I mean, you know, all the violence in America is coming from the left right now, man. It's crazy.
Let's compare this assassination with the George Floyd thing, and let's look at the differences. What's happening? This happened. Nobody's burning the town down, but when George Floyd got killed, they're burning the town down.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows the mentality.
Yeah, Harry, there you go. I don't feel like I'm quite awake. I think I worked too long today. Fucking good point, man. I should have been all over that. Fucking good point. Nobody's doing riots over Charlie Kirk. Wouldn't it be fun if they did?
I don't think it's going to happen because they got the fear of God in them.
Well, that's why we invented religion. Human beings need it in order to be better controlled.
We're better people because of it.
Yeah.
Are we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for the most part.
The Crusades?
Yeah. Shit would have been way worse with that religion, motherfucker. Yeah. Believe you me. If we didn't put religion in place to control all of you hairless half monkeys, you guys would have been up to all sorts of nonsense. The only thing that restrains your primitive impulses is the concept that a daddy figure in the clouds is watching your every movement and you might burn in hell for eternity. That's all it is. Let's be honest. It would have been way worse. The Children's Crusade was terrible. The Pope took children from medieval towns and marched them into war without arms to take over the Holy Land. And the way that he sold this to the population was to tell them, the innocence of the children will convey the love of Jesus, and we will use that to take back the Holy Land. And then the Muslims said, cool, you sent us sex slaves. That's awesome. Thank you. And then the Pope said, look how evil they are. They're fucking your kids. We need to go beat them up. And then guess what happened? It was very easy for him to raise an army after that. So the same shit's going on today, guys. The same shit. Fucking wake up. Hey, do you guys not see the parallels? They're loose, but they're there. Or I'm drunk. Thank you once again for watching the New World Order broadcast. I am your host, the Hat Man, and this is your other host, Harry, the Taxman.
Yeah.
Woo! Joined in the studio.
Yeah.
By some sort of medieval gladiator.
A new creation.
Now, Harry, this looks a little different than most.
Of course it is.
I have to admit, she looks like she may have, how should I say this without insulting our guest? She looks like she may have a colorful past, perhaps as a sex worker.
Well, maybe she was a slave in Rome. They had sex slaves in Rome.
That would make her fairly old.
Well, she was a sex slave before she became a gladiator.
All right, so you have been making these characters for a while now, and we all know the process.
Right.
You make these characters for the podcast, and basically it's a few ingredients.
Yeah.
And the ingredients include styrofoam peanuts, good stuff expanding foam, and a polyurethane blow-up sex doll and a Halloween costume.
Yes.
She looks a little different. What's her DNA?
She's a full silicone sex doll, and she's a high price. She's like $600.
Woo!
And she got the equipment.
Now, Harry, I have to ask you, have you tested the equipment?
I won't tell you.
You won't kiss and tell? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that sometimes I'm up very late at night, and Harry doesn't hear so good. He doesn't know how much noise he's making. I'm going to tell you right now, he has definitely tested the equipment.
Someone's got to test it.
You got to know if that $600 was worth it.
Hey, at least I got it, and it don't argue back.
Dude, I've been saying this for years. As soon as I, get a few shekels in my pocket, I'm getting one. I already got the model picked out.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely. It has real hair.
What color hair?
It's black, unfortunately.
What color eyes?
Brown, unfortunately. I do prefer blonde hair, blue eyes. I have to say that. However,
you don't like green-eyed, black-head Irish women or redhead?
Yeah, actually, green eyes and black hair is very beautiful. Red hair, green eyes, very beautiful. I guess I don't really have a type. Anyway, the reason why is the doll that I was looking into is she looks like an Asian. But it has it's in my price range, and it has the body type that I want her to have, and I couldn't find one that wasn't ridiculously expensive, that wasn't just automatically built like a porn star. You know what I mean?
You could buy them.
I know, you can just buy a porn star. So if I don't want to have the really the 18-inch waist and the huge ass and the giant tits and the lips that look like, it doesn't turn me on. I want something that looks like a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I found one I was going to order from China that actually looks like a real person.
Was it about $4,000?
No. It was about $800. It wasn't super...
Not bad.
No, it wasn't super crazy or anything. But then the pandemic hit, and I was like, wow, I wish I bought that last month. I could really use it now. now shit's hitting the fan. You're not making any money. All your shekels have dried up, so I kind of put the plan on hold there. Yeah. So.
Oh well, I only bought 3 of them.
But what I was saying, the reason why I brought that up is I don't hold it against you. Fuck away, my friend. Fuck away. Go get them.
Hey, listen, I think I'm 40 years old now.
You're 20 or 40 years old now?
Yeah, I'm thinking in my mind.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I can't find any ladies up here that are willing to play.
Oh, ladies, if you're in or around the Poconos, hit me up in the DMs. Link below. Many links. Hit me up. I can get you a date with this fine gentleman right here. Do not hesitate. Call now.
Well seasoned. And I can't make no excuses. I can't say I never done that in my life. See, that's the best part about getting old. You done it maybe twice, 3 times, and you repeat it over again.
What's that game that the kids play? Have you, haven't you, or never have I ever, never have I ever.
Right.
And you have to say something. It's a drinking game. And you have to say, never have I ever. Oh, okay. Now you're going to drink. Okay. Perfect. What are you drinking today, Harry?
Well, I got non-alcoholic red sparkling grapes. But
okay.
Here's the super juice. My absinthe.
Yeah, grande absinthe.
Hey,
the real thing.
I don't
absinthe.
I don't drink cheap.
Yeah, that shit's like $72 a bottle.
Well, hey, listen, what else? What else I'm going to do?
But the drinking game that kids play a lot is Never Have I Ever. And you have to say, like, okay, never have I ever had sex underneath the
boardwalk in New York, Coney Island.
Exactly. And then anybody who has actually done that has to drink.
Yes.
So I imagine that if you played that game now at this stage in your life, anything that anybody brought up, you'd be drinking. There's not a lot you haven't done yet.
Oh, after so many years, I've been to different places, and the Coney Island I knew very well, but I like the Rockaways better. It's a lot quieter.
The Rockaways?
The Rockaway Beach.
Oh, okay.
In Queens.
Okay.
Coney Island, nah, it's too crowded.
The only time I ever went to Coney Island, I went to go see the Mermaid Parade.
Oh, yeah.
With Talking Head number 6. Really cool. I mean, it's really just a parade of a bunch of fags and topless girls. It's so much fun. Like, if I was to... Because parades kind of suck. Like, it's one of those things that's not fun that everybody pretends is fun. I'm going to watch a bunch of people march down the road. And then, no disrespect to you, but then they have the veterans and everybody has to salute and get somber. It's not fun. So we went to go see the Mermaid Parade at Coney Island. And it's just a bunch of fags in crazy costumes and topless girls in crazy makeup. It's so much fun. I could watch that parade for days. That's a great parade.
You got to do the one on West 4th Street.
What's that?
In Soho. When they go down Greenwich Village. They make Hollywood look like nothing. They are professional makeup people. They are something else.
What's it called?
Well, they have the parade in the Village in New York City.
Okay.
I don't know when they have it.
And you don't know what the parade is called?
No, I don't know the name of it.
Okay.
But we watched it several times because my shop was only 10 blocks away.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I not a fan of parades, but that one is awesome. But yeah, getting back to my point. I don't know how we ended up on that topic. I don't hold the sex dolls against you. I just want you to fucking keep it down. Maybe close the door. Let me get some fucking sleep. Anyway, Harry, not a lot to talk about. Nothing going on in the news.
Nothing special.
Nothing special. Very empty news cycle, which is, of course, bullshit. Yeah, so I was not looking forward to this, but
can't avoid it.
Can't avoid it. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's the battle between the leftists and the right people, and Charlie Kirk was really on the right side, and he has, I wouldn't say insulted people, but he called them out, and he has become a martyr, I think, and now his movement's got bigger.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of questions of who did it, how did it happen, why was a weapon found in a certain place and the guy was told to do it, and the guy's character himself is in question.
Which guy? Charlie Kirk or the assassinator?
Right.
Okay.
22 years old, and he's famous now.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be famous in jail for the next 40 years, and Bubba's gonna love you.
Yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. It honestly just seems irresponsible not to talk about it because it literally just happened. So, today's Sunday while we're recording this, Sunday night. Echo, what's the date today? Echo, what's the date today?
It's Sunday, September 14th.
The 14th. I swear to God, she'll interrupt me while I'm talking, and I don't want her to do anything, but then when I say her name, I have to say it like fucking 3 times. Very annoying. Yeah, so, I mean, it just happened. I think the way I found out about it was you told me about it when I was coming home. Yeah. Yeah. That they found the assassin and this guy.
I always leave your mail.
Harry likes to print things out on Facebook that he finds and leave them for me on our wonderful Masonic chessboard table because this is the first place that I come when I wake up. This is where I operate. This is my fortress of solitude-ism-ish, as it were. So yeah, and I have to be honest with you, when you told me about it, I didn't know who the guy was. Did you know who this guy was when you found out he got killed? All right. I mean, what did you know about him?
Well, he's a very religious, godly figure, quotes the Bible a bit.
Right.
He calls out these people that say, I'm a woman, but you got a fucking beard and you're wearing a dress, and I don't know where you came out of, but I know you didn't come out of your father. And the question is, what is a woman? And he can't answer it.
So I guess, yeah, a lot of the stuff that he did, I looked into it a little bit, and then I realized that I recognized him because his social media posts trend on Instagram. And I've seen a few of them, and it never stuck in my feed because I didn't find it that interesting. So the algorithm was never like, oh, you're gonna like you're gonna like more of Charlie Kirk. Let me show you more of Charlie Kirk. My feed never did that. So I've seen a few of them, and like, yeah, basically he just tears liberals apart publicly on college campuses, and that was kind of his shtick.
Well,
can we call it that?
You've got more important things to look for than watch these stupid people fight each other. And you don't want to see a bunch of stupid college kids show their ignorance.
Well, I guess that's kind of the point I'm coming around to. I think, like, if Talking Head was on this episode of the podcast and I said, like, I didn't even know who this guy was, he'd be like, really? That's impossible! Because, you know, I'm so alt-right or whatever. No, I had no idea who this guy was. And then when I looked up his work, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I've seen a few of his reels on Instagram. I get it. I see that there's animosity potential with that. I mean, you're running around to the most liberal social spaces in the country, preaching the gospel of pretty much anti-choice in all directions. You're gonna get some hatred. I get it. But then, like, my biggest thought was, I don't know. Like, all right, so let's start with this, because I really don't know where to go here. It's depressing, to be honest. I like to laugh and get drunk and make a few jokes. We might make this a very short podcast, because I don't really know what to say about this. I barely knew who the fucking guy was. So let's just show a clip of basically what he did, what he was known for, and I guess we'll take it from there. Now let me get my earphone in.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. All right. My name is Blake.
Watch out, everybody. The master debater is here. Get him out. This is freedom of speech. If you don't like it, up.
Why don't come up to the mic?
I guess these are protesters. I don't know.
Come up to the mic. Come up to the mic. No, come on. Come up to the mic.
Yeah, I guess that's a protester who's inviting him up.
Since you're so smart, show the world how smart you are. We'll give you our mic, not your bullhorn, so come on up. So now we know that you're like a blatant narcissist that needs attention at all times to cut in line. Tell us what's so pressing that you needed to interrupt us before he could even talk.
So, let's talk about the 200 people deported without due process to El Salvador. I don't know if you saw this morning, but a United States citizen was actually deported.
It was not a U.S. citizen. That's not correct.
Liar.
It's not a U.S. citizen. It
What?
was actually...
Come on.
No, it was someone that was living here. Yeah, it was not a U.S. citizen.
Hey, this guy just f***ing lies. It's not.
No.
Hey, no. You wanna have a debate, but you don't.
It was not a U.S. citizen. First of all.
You wanna have a debate, but you actually don't debate. There's nothing more ill-faith than this.
So
you're not.
we already have a mic.
Name 2 times. Name 2 times where you've changed your
Show
mind.
me you're losing without telling me you're losing.
What?
All right, you seen enough yet? I mean, this is basically what the guy did, which is fine. You know, I don't have a problem with it, but you know, and then he's, you know, the clip that I saw when I was doing research on this, he's like, he's got this this black kid that comes up to the mic and he's like, last year I identified as gay, but now I found Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I just want to thank you. And you know, how can you speak to do you hate gay people? Gay people need to hear about that because they think you hate them. And yeah, it was like a whole fucking thing. I don't know, man. What do you make of this guy?
Oh, he's a super born again Christian who's got his principles and he don't change. And he may not agree with the way the world's turning around, but that's the way it is. And the people that disagree with him, he makes sense for somebody who actually believes in something. The other people, they're like waffles. They go back and forth, and they don't know who they are. Well, Charlie knows what he are and what he stands for. But this guy is talking about gays and transsexual and all that stuff.
Well, no, not in the clip we just watched. I'm talking about a clip I watched off camera.
Well, he's like a good fire and brimstone preacher telling you the way you should be.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a really good analogy, if that's the correct term. I always get that shit mixed up. Yeah, it pretty much, fire and brimstone preacher. I don't know if he ever talks about hell, but he tries to make a logical argument for based versus woke, which is the same thing as saying Republican versus Democrat or conservative versus liberal nowadays in America, which is very strange to me. I don't understand
clean-cutting kid.
any of it.
He's a typical American, all-American kid.
Who's this? You talking about the kid in the bullhorn or Charlie Kirk?
American kid.
All right.
He's a poster boy.
Well, he was born in 95, so he was. I think he was born in 95, so he was about 30. Not
He's
really.
31.
Not really a kid anymore. Yeah. But yeah, all American, clean cut, all that nonsense. I don't know.
He never questions anything, only what he was taught. And he's a favor of Trump likes him, and a lot of politicians like him.
Yeah,
because it's about control again.
Can you be an intellectual if you never question anything? You know what I mean? Like people who are just, I know what I stand for, and I know that you use the term waffle a lot. I get it. People that, I think what you're talking about is people that do this. They lick their finger and they put it up in the air and they see which way the wind is blowing and they're going to go in that direction. However, people that are just staunch ideologues, that never change their mind no matter what type of argument or evidence they're presented with, or that have opinions on things that they have not researched or experienced themselves. I can't necessarily, I mean, I can respect them for certain things, but I can't say that overall I respect anybody that's an ideologue. And I think that this guy was primarily an ideologue. And I'm not saying he didn't make rational arguments for his oeuvre, let's say that. However, as smart as he was, I don't think that he would ever be open to questioning his own beliefs. Especially in a public forum.
Well, he would be embarrassed if someone knew something more than he did and he couldn't explain it away. It's like the Catholic Church would say, well, do you believe? And that's what the priest will tell you. That's it. If you don't have an open mind, you don't get more information.
Right. So, I mean, I think being able to change your mind is important. But this guy had very strong opinions. Let's say that at least. He had very strong opinions. And the thing is, a lot of people are looking at this assassination and saying that this is going to be the tipping point between all-out physical war between the left and the right. I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it.
Maybe it's a new revolution in the beginning.
I don't know. Where do you think this is going to lead?
This is going to leave a lot of division between people and families. Because there's a lot of families that do have gays, transsexuals, and all that in their family. And it's going to get a lot stronger, and the walls are going to go up.
Yeah.
And and it's going to end up that some people are not going to talk to each other for years.
Yeah, well, that was the same thing during the pandemic. Actually, that sort of shit, like family members not talking to each other and shit anymore. I remember that sort of thing starting during the Me Too movement right before the pandemic. And then the pandemic kind of took the wind out of the sails of the Me Too movement. Do you remember the Me Too movement?
I remember the pandemic and I seen through the bullshit.
Not what I asked. I asked, do you remember the Me Too movement?
No, was that before the pandemic?
Yeah, it was right before the pandemic. The Me Too movement was a bunch of women online. This is when Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood got sent to jail. So the reason why it got called the Me Too movement is because finally a lot of women who were sexually abused for profit, that basically slept their way to the top but didn't have any choice, like the starlets that got cast in Harvey Weinstein's movies and everything. And Candace Owens has given a great argument for why this is fucking bullshit. And maybe, I don't know, I don't care. I don't have a pussy, so I don't have a dog in the race.
30 years ago, if you did something happen and Weinstein gave you a part in a movie and you became a movie star, 30 years later, you're going to bring this up?
Well, it was a little more recent than that, a lot of them. But yeah, some of them were that old. So yeah, the Me Too movement, the reason why it was called the Me Too movement is because, when 2 or 3 people come forward and claim sexual abuse, then all of a sudden everybody comes along and says, oh yeah, me too, because now the floodgates are opened and it exposes the corruption in the system. And let me be clear. I understand that Hollywood is based upon pedophiles, without a doubt. I mean, I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast and they were showing this one clip from a very old movie with what's her fucking face? The little girl with the curly hair.
Shirley Temple. 1975.
Yeah. So Shirley Temple, she's like 7 or some bullshit. And she's living with this like middle-aged guy, a little older than me. And he goes, come here and sit on my lap. And she comes on over, and right before she sits on his lap at the table, he's going to show her a book or something. Right before he sits on her lap, he goes like this. He licks his finger, and he puts it on the top of his thigh, and she sits right on his hand. I swear to God, this is in the movie. And she, as soon as she sits down, she turns around and looks at him and goes, gee, mister, I didn't like you before, but I sure like you now.
Oh,
ho, 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 ho. Holy shit. So, yeah, Hollywood's got a fucking history. Okay? So, yeah, the Me Too movement was going on. And why did I bring that up? I'm getting a little lost. I'm a little tired. I worked all day today.
Because you're talking about the different movements at different times, and the Me Too was before the pandemic.
Yeah, but why did I bring that up at all?
I have no idea.
All right.
No, people following each other as much. This happened to me. Oh, yeah, me too. Looking to be famous, or maybe looking for a paycheck.
Yeah, you know what really bothers me is I'm going to watch this back and be like, oh, fuck, that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, I think my overarching point was that, you know, I don't know what to think about this, Harry, because I've brought this up before. The technique that's used by our military-industrial complex and our intelligence community and what's basically called the deep state has become in recent years very transparent in their techniques for controlling the population for those in power, on behalf of those in power. And one of the ways that they do it is, hey, as long as they're fighting each other, they are not paying attention to us. And this just seems like another, I don't know, man. Everybody's saying that this assassination is going to be a tipping point. But I think that the reason why the media is pushing that narrative so hard on both sides, that this is going to be the tipping point between the right and the left, is because they want it. They want the right and the right and the left. They want the right and the left to fight each other. Because as long as people are fighting each other, they're not going to be focused on who's actually fucking them.
Well, it's the divide and conquer.
Right.
Remember, the church had many dominations, and they fight among each other over silly points. They believe in the same thing, but the practice is a lot different.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, let's put it this way. Martin Luther came along and said, hey, when you do that little ritual over the wine and the bread, it doesn't actually turn into the body and the blood of Christ. And the Catholics were like, whoa, we're gonna burn you at the stake, motherfucker. How dare you? And all of your followers. And have a multi-century long civil war in England. But Martin Luther was like, yeah, but guys, all right, you're going to burn us. I get it. But can we both agree that a magic star baby came down from the clouds into a virgin woman and then turned into a zombie, and in order to save all humanity from the magic sky god? And the Catholics were like, yeah, we can all totally agree on that. That's where you are right. But this whole thing with the blood and the wine and the bread and the flesh, sorry guys, we're not having that. That's just a step too far. It's fucking stupid.
Well, that's where the Protestant religion came from, and the Lutheran religion.
Yep.
And the Lutheran religion and the Catholics are so close, with the one exception. Lutheran ministers can get married, but the Catholic priests can't. Celibacy was not in the Bible. Because you remember the two churches, the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Roman Church.
Yeah. I watched a whole documentary on the fall of those empires
It's
recently.
just a question of
really good channel.
All this little bullshit things is, I mean, like going to I like the Jews with the Sabbath, and the Baptists with the Sabbath. And then what's the difference? Is the Sabbath on Saturday or Sunday?
Right. Who gives a fuck?
Who changed the date? The Roman Church did it.
Right.
338 A.D.
Mm-hmm.
All right? It becomes the Lord's Day. And people don't understand the Sabbath and the Lord's Day are two different things. But these people want to believe that because they got a tribal mentality. And that's basically what it is. We believe this, and I got this bunch of people that believe with me, so I'm right. But it's not that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's just people putting themselves into groups. I don't know, man. So, I mean, the media is all over this. Everybody's talking about how this is going to be a tipping point into some sort of civil conflict. But you know what? Here's the reason why I'm a little miffed, and here's the reason why I'm not swallowing the Kool-Aid. First of all, I always listen to my gut. Right now it says, stop drinking, oh my God, you're killing me. I can hear it fine. I'm just ignoring it. But what my gut tells me about this incident is this is a flash in the pan, this is a fart in the wind, and I'm going to keep saying things like that for the duration of the podcast because I'm making a point about somebody's public persona who chose to be a public figure. Now, you take on certain responsibilities when you become a public figure. If somebody gave me the choice, Harry, do you want to be rich or do you want to be famous? Which one would I choose?
I like to be rich. Famous? By the time you get famous, you become a target for somebody.
Precisely. I would choose rich as well. So, here's the thing. If you're going to be a public figure, we're going to talk about it. And if you get assassinated very publicly, Harry, I didn't even want to watch the assassination footage. It came up in my feed. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about you like you're a public figure. So anything that I say from here on out, and nobody's watching this anyway, but to the family and to whoever, this is a fucking human being who just died for no fucking reason, for speaking his mind in what is supposed to be the freest country on earth. So to whoever did shoot him and whoever was behind it, I'm assuming it was several people, fuck you. Nobody deserves that. Well, maybe some people. He didn't. Certainly not. So, of course, compassion to a living being who is obviously not an NPC, who is trying to figure himself out and put himself out in the world and have what he believes to be a positive effect on the world, and to just take him out. Disgusting. However, we need to discuss it as a political and a sociological phenomenon because it is. And he chose to be a public person, and he was very good at it. He was very smart. He was very good at it. So we have to discuss it from that viewpoint. So I just want to make it clear that anything that we talk about for the rest of this podcast is not meant to diminish the fact that a human being has been targeted and destroyed. A human life has been wasted. A universe of potential has been cut short. And it is not meant to diminish what the family, I mean, he had a wife and kids, man. It's not meant to diminish what they're going through, but I didn't know him. So we have to talk about it from a sociological perspective. I mean, that's the only way we can discuss it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like I said, it's nothing personal. It has happened, and you can't badmouth it, and you can't like some of the leftists are saying, good he died. No, but that's totally wrong. That shows that you're not a human being, or you're being played, or what? Whoever's doing the play card now, we don't know.
I think it's safe to say, or I think it's my opinion, but I think it's a good opinion to have. Anytime somebody gets assassinated for exercising their rights, and you're happy about it, I think you're an ideologue. And an ideologue is several levels under an NPC, a non-playable character. You're just following an algorithm. You're following a script. You don't think. Sorry.
No, you're just a target. But like I said, some entity is behind it. For whatever reason, they want this to happen. They want to divide between people, keep them busy, so they can't see what we're doing to them. And
yeah, I mean, when Occupy Wall Street was going on, the news did not cover it. Like, practically null. I mean, it was going on for months before you saw the first news broadcast of it. You can't get away with that shit now. Social media is too big, but back then, they kind of did. They tried anyway. I mean, you have Occupy Wall Street going on, and nobody in the media is fucking talking about it. But this... holy shit, you almost found out about it before it happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of questions what happened after it, and there's a lot of questions on how he found the gun, who planted it. It's a question of him being trained or not. Basically, it was a 150-yard shot.
Yeah.
Which an average hunter possibly could make.
Yeah.
150-yard shot for a military person is nothing. They shoot 300, 500, 1,000-yard shots. They don't tell you what kind of weapon was used, because if you knew what kind of weapon it was, you would know if it was a military weapon or a hunting rifle. All they said was a hunting rifle.
Right.
But there's two guns that were used for sniper work during Vietnam and later on.
Right.
It's a Winchester Model 70 and a Remington 700 in .308 caliber.
Okay.
And that's one of the good calibers. The Marine Corps uses a .338 Burnett. All right, that's a big, like a 50 caliber shell. The Russians use a 7.62 by 54.
Harry, I got to ask you right now, are you just going to list off what military people use? Because we're talking about something specifically.
They won't identify the weapon that was used.
All right, but you could just write me a list. We don't have to talk about all the guns.
No, but the thing is, if they told me what kind of gun it is, then I would eliminate who it may be behind it.
Right.
And if it's a regular hunting gun, like a 30-06, it's common.
Right.
But if it's a military type weapon, then I would say there's something else behind it.
Yeah.
But it's a shame the guy died, and to hit somebody in the neck at 150 yards, you got to be pretty damn good.
You got to be a good shot, yeah.
Or you're lucky.
Yeah, one or the other. I tell you what, whoever was going after Trump was not lucky.
No.
But it was well aimed. He just happened to turn his head at the right time.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. But assassinations happen every day.
It's so weird.
Countries.
Like, dude, I saw this post on X, on Twitter today, and it's like, it was somebody reposting from Reddit, and the Reddit person was saying, hey, be very careful. These psychopaths are making your phone number public. They're making your place of work public. They're making your address public. They're doxing people. Be very careful about what you say about Charlie Kirk. We all know that the MAGA people are prone to violence, and they're looking for any excuse to get violent. Now, here's the thing. It's very interesting to me to see that post when it seems like all the violence that's been happening in America the last few years has come from the left.
Of course. Portland, Seattle.
I mean, yeah, first you have the BLM riots. I'm sorry. Did I say riots? I meant to say mostly peaceful protests, YouTube. Mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah, I'm kind of...
That ended up killing police officers and old people and children and burning down buildings and flipping cars.
Oh, pardon me. I'm only carrying this Molotov cocktail. I gotta light my cigarette with it.
Mostly peaceful protests. So we had that. Then we have multiple assassinations upon Trump. Now we have the whole thing where they took over the cities in Portland and Seattle, and the whole thing was punch a Nazi, and we see all these footage of free journalists. I'm sorry, I don't mean free journalists. What am I trying to say? Unemployed journalists? Self-employed journalists. There you go. Trying to get the scoop so that they can get their feed going on the interwebs and make a name for themselves, and they're getting beat the fuck. You know, I mean, where recently have we seen violence from the right? I think in the last few years, which is historically, I'm not going to say atypical, because the left has been statistically, I think, way more violent than the right. I mean, Stalin killed way more people than Hitler. But I mean, you know, all the violence in America is coming from the left right now, man. It's crazy.
Let's compare this assassination with the George Floyd thing, and let's look at the differences. What's happening? This happened. Nobody's burning the town down, but when George Floyd got killed, they're burning the town down.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows the mentality.
Yeah, Harry, there you go. I don't feel like I'm quite awake. I think I worked too long today. Fucking good point, man. I should have been all over that. Fucking good point. Nobody's doing riots over Charlie Kirk. Wouldn't it be fun if they did?
I don't think it's going to happen because they got the fear of God in them.
Well, that's why we invented religion. Human beings need it in order to be better controlled.
We're better people because of it.
Yeah.
Are we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for the most part.
The Crusades?
Yeah. Shit would have been way worse with that religion, motherfucker. Yeah. Believe you me. If we didn't put religion in place to control all of you hairless half monkeys, you guys would have been up to all sorts of nonsense. The only thing that restrains your primitive impulses is the concept that a daddy figure in the clouds is watching your every movement and you might burn in hell for eternity. That's all it is. Let's be honest. It would have been way worse. The Children's Crusade was terrible. The Pope took children from medieval towns and marched them into war without arms to take over the Holy Land. And the way that he sold this to the population was to tell them, the innocence of the children will convey the love of Jesus, and we will use that to take back the Holy Land. And then the Muslims said, cool, you sent us sex slaves. That's awesome. Thank you. And then the Pope said, look how evil they are. They're fucking your kids. We need to go beat them up. And then guess what happened? It was very easy for him to raise an army after that. So the same shit's going on today, guys. The same shit. Fucking wake up. Hey, do you guys not see the parallels? They're loose, but they're there. Or I'm drunk. Let me know in the comments. What do you think?
Well, the history don't change, and people are the same. All they need is an excuse.
So as soon as I found out this happened and I realized who the guy was, it doesn't feel culturally significant to me. I don't know why. I trust my gut. It's the first thing I trust. The gut that is telling me to stop drinking, which I am ignoring. But sometimes the gut's right. And my gut was telling me this is a flash in the pan. This is a fart in the wind. This is not the straw that breaks the camel's back. This is just like one more straw. But it's not the one. But everybody in the news media, the legacy media, right now is like, this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. This is the one that's going to cause civil war. Be afraid. Be very afraid. But where were they when everybody was marching on Wall Street? Where were they during Occupy Wall Street? They were silent, Harry. They were silent. And we're being silenced. We're now shadow banned by YouTube because I brought up something that I'm now going to make a metaphor for, or I'm going to fill in one word with another. So we brought up on a podcast quite recently the possibility of, and we're going to play like charades here, all right? Or whatever. 2 words. First word is one word. Second word is a compound word. Here's what we brought up. First word. The room that you are sitting in school where you learn things is called a blank room. That's first word. Second word is a compound word. When 2 nations fight each other, they are going to blank. Second half of the compound word. Somebody who has light skin, like an Irishman or a vampire like me, is called blank-skinned. Okay? Second half of the second word, compound word. That's what we were talking about. And from now on, I'm going to call it Cheerios. Just so I don't have to keep playing that little game. So we were talking about Cheerios, and all of a sudden our views on YouTube, and we haven't been posting frequently, so they were down anyway, but they go down from 40 to 2. Okay? And I wasn't endorsing the idea, YouTube. I am a gay man, YouTube. I am a transsexual man, YouTube. I get vaccinated 80 times a day, YouTube. Shut up.
And I'm the lab rat that don't take no shots.
Right.
I'm spreading the disease around.
All right, YouTube, I wasn't endorsing it. We have, and now we went from like 40 or 50 views an episode. We're posting like once a month, maybe. So that makes sense. Now we're down to 2 views. I've never had 2 views. Harry, I watched our last podcast on 6 different Chrome profiles. 6. All the way through, volume on. We're still at 2 views. Tell me that's not shadow banning.
Censorship.
You're goddamn right. Now, if I brought up Cheerios, what makes you think that me being shadow banned, the legacy media not talking about Occupy Wall Street, and now this being pushed so hard? Do you see what's going on? As long as you're fighting each other, you're not coming after us. The people who have been fucking you for 100 years, at least.
We could name them.
Would you like to name them?
But they know it.
Would you like to name them?
Oh, no. They already know who I'm going to name.
Harry, I have to be honest with you. I'm curious. Good.
The thing is, everybody knows they don't like them They won't, and you say those 3 letters, and they get frightened, and they think they can't fight it.
Are you talking about the IRS?
Yeah, Internal Robbery Service.
Internal Robbery Service, nice.
And you know what? They have done a few of my friends in, as because this moment was like in the 90s it started. I survived it because I have avoided some of the pitfalls that these people fall into. And like I said, even the court system's corrupt. The Constitution has been sampled and cut up. They don't pay attention to it. So if you don't pay attention to it, you don't know what you lost.
Yeah.
But I'm still here. And the point is, I think this is just another distraction to divert the attention away from something.
Yeah. And let me reiterate again, a human being is dead. We're not taken away from that. Think about what I just said 15 minutes ago. We're talking about the socio-political implications. When I say fart in the wind or flash in the pan, I'm not talking about the fact that somebody's life was taken away. I'm talking about the implications on a socio-political environment. I'm not seeing this as the straw that breaks the camel's back, and I'm very suspicious when the legacy media is pushing that so hard, and people on Twitter are picking it up like lighting their torches and marching up the street to Frankenstein's castle. Dude, you guys just follow whatever they tell you to do.
Well, there's like paid protesters. They prove that all the time.
Yep.
And George
Same
Soros
thing. You're right.
is backing them up. And these people are getting paid $100, $150 a day to go from city to city just to protest and for a paycheck. Mm-hmm. How low can you get? You have no principle in your life. You've been sold as a slave, a body, just to make noise. Mm. And that's what the people are today. They'll do anything for money.
Well, and our current economic situation has put them in that position. That's why the folks that you have in charge of you do not want you to be wealthy and empowered. They want you to be poor and desperate. That way they can do things like that. Only somebody who's poor and desperate would say, oh my God, you're going to pay me $100 a day to walk up and down the street with a sign? Fuck yeah, let's go. Somebody who actually has freedom, who has the ability to support themselves and their family, who's content with their job and their life, who finds life to be very beautiful, is not going to do that. They're going to say, wait, you want my sign to say what? You want me to shout what? No, get the fuck out of here. Why would I waste my time doing that? I don't believe in that. Unless they do. And then you have your if you only have people that believe in it, the protests end up to be a lot smaller, don't they?
Yeah, like the guy in a company, let's strike for better benefits. And everybody says, yay, go for it. So you start walking towards the boss's office, and all of a sudden they start dropping off. And when you get to the door of the office, you're the only guy standing there. Yeah. And what the boss says? You're fired. You're done. You're cooked.
Yeah. You guys, I think everybody has to realize that America has a permanent war mentality. I mean, when they wanted to get rid of drugs in the 90s, what did they do? The war on drugs. That's how they branded it. That was the brand. The war on drugs. I'm not a big fan of Mother Teresa, but Mother Teresa said one thing, apparently, that I do agree with. I'm not going to join the war on poverty. I'm not going to join the war on drugs or the war on depression or whatever. I'm not going to join any war, okay? When you want to invite me to a movement that's pro-peace or pro-sobriety or pro-wealth, I'll join those movements. I'm not joining any war. And, you know, if you're listening to this and you're not really thinking about it, you'd be, yeah, but those are the same fucking things. No, they're not. It's an attitude. And it's a type of attitude that gets somebody shot on a college campus who's just expressing his fucking opinion. That's the attitude. And that's the whole attitude of this fucking country. Everything's a fucking war.
Well, that's why they want you to have children, and 20 years later, after you fought one war, you find out what it really is, and now they start another war, and they want your children to go in that war, and you're sacrificing your own children for something that you've been through, and you change your mind about it once you've been through a war, and you say, who am I fighting and what am I fighting for?
The American people are basically cannon fodder, and if it's not in a real hot war, it's in some sort of political ideologue.
It's a
war.
Police action. It started in Korea. It ended up in Vietnam. It ended up in the Middle East.
Well, I mean, even in the left-right and the culture wars right now. I mean, you're cannon fodder for the culture war. Good, you got an X account? Excellent, go get them. Choose which side you're on. Guys, don't you realize as long as you're fighting each other, you're playing their fucking game. They're vampirizing your energy. You're a free soldier. They don't even have to fucking pay you. You signed up for free. And now not only are they collecting data on you, but now you're fighting their war. They don't have to hire the people that are gonna those fucking bot farms. They don't have to. Now you're doing it. Congratulations. Good job, guys. Way to look out for yourselves. You guys are so fucking smart. Good job. It's fucking sad, man.
I've got a war on ignorance because a lot of people are ignorant. They don't know their history, and they just keep following orders. Well, you gotta break that mold. You gotta look at the orders and say, "Is this for real?" And if it feels wrong, you better look at it real close.
You know, it's just funny to me that we had, it's very strange. We had Luigi Mangione or whatever shoot that dude from the insurance company. And then we had that guy and everybody's like, oh shit. And then we had that guy who apparently accidentally assassinated the woman who was basically responsible for the reason why nobody can afford to buy a house nowadays. He wasn't targeting her. He was trying to kill somebody on a different floor. He got confused. And, you know, this isn't Cheerios. Nobody wants Cheerios. So let's get back to brass tacks. Fight each other.
Yeah.
Fight each other. Look! Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. Holy cow. Could have happened with Trump. Nobody took a shot at Biden. Kind of weird.
Or Hunter.
Kind of weird.
Well, because maybe the person that was taking the shot was a Democrat. Oh, I can't say that.
Yeah, golly, you think?
I can't say that. Was it leftist? Was he a communist?
It just seems so like such an obvious provocation to me. And somebody's dead because of it, and it's gross. And our military-industrial complex and our intelligence services do shit like this all the time. And I don't understand. Like, if you were in that pool, what is the good that you think you're doing? What is the good that you think you're doing? I mean, why doesn't the infrastructure of the American government work for the American people to make America good? It just doesn't. It works as hard as it can. As hard as it can to stomp people down into the dirt and create generational poverty and submission. That's not a way to compete on the global stage. I don't understand what this philosophy is. I bet you it has a name. And I just haven't come across it yet. It's very weird to me.
Again, it's the banks, the power people, the elite that want to keep control, keep the people confused. Remember the movie Bugs with the ants?
Yeah, you bring this up a lot. Go ahead.
The grasshopper said if they knew they were more than us, we would be done. Well, it's about time, people, you wake up and you get done with the government and you start putting the good people in and don't let them get tainted like a lot of them.
Yeah, but voting isn't going to do it. You know what will do it? I think here's what's going to happen. So maybe this, I don't think this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. I really don't, Harry. I really don't. I think people are way overreacting to this, and the media is pursuing that. Because, hey, listen, as soon as a MAGA guy assassinates somebody speaking at a college, then you have a civil war. All right? That is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. So all of this is obvious provocation. Because all the violence has been from, hey, the lefties are doing this. Hey, the lefty. And I'm sure none of it's organic. Okay, BLM obviously wasn't. Those guys all got away with mansions and shit, you know. George Floyd was not an organic movement. All right. Assassination attempts on Trump. Now Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. I mean, and the memes that Talking Head number 6 and I went over on that one podcast episode. Milk is racist. The racist history of coffee. Why physical fitness is racist. I mean, you guys, you're doing a really good job of creating a backlash. And it's so obvious to me now. I mean, it's not even an accident. It's like, that's what they're doing. Somebody in America who's very powerful, who's in the deep state, a group of people, it's not one person, let's be honest. They're like, hey, we need a fascist dictatorship, then we can take over the world, but the American people are only going to get behind it if we set it up just right. And they're doing it. And everybody's falling in the line. And the only thing that's not happening yet is a MAGA person doing something that they keep accusing MAGA people of doing. If that happens, that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Then we're fucked. If somebody assassinates AOC at a college, then we're fucked.
Yeah. Because that would be great attention.
Then we're fucked. Then all hell will break loose. The media is waiting for it. It's like Tim Dillon said on that podcast that you and I watched together. The reason why the media keeps talking about the possibility of Russia unleashing nukes on the Ukraine is because they want it to happen. That would give us an excuse to escalate. They want Russia to drop nukes on the Ukraine. They want it. That way they can say, oh, look, Putin's a madman, just like we've been telling you all along. We have to escalate. We have to get the tanks in there. We have to get the nukes in there. We have to finish this off. They're doing the same thing with the fucking culture war in America. And whoever they is, I mean, it's like a fucking program, man. Fill in your own directory. Fill it in. Like, what's your local path to they? Okay? Like C:/user/they. Pi.py. Like, that's the they. It's a fucking algorithm. And yes, there are people behind it. Who the fuck knows who they are? But you have to look at it as an algorithm. There's people that are 80% behind it. There's people that are 20% behind it. Everybody's behind anything that suits their best interests. And they'll be as involved in it as the percentage of their interest that it makes better. as the percentage of their interests that the ideology serves. It's an algorithm. It's not a person. It's not 13 families. It might be a bloodline. I don't know. That one's pretty good.
That was the bloodline.
Yeah, that conspiracy's pretty good, actually.
Well, remember Charlie's War, when he went to Afghan and he helped Afghan, and then when America kicked the Russians out, because they didn't want to appear to fight the Russians. They didn't want to do that. It wasn't the United States against communism. So they armed the people, gave them the Stinger missiles and all that, and after the Russians left, and now the Afghan people had nothing, and they wanted money to build a school. What do you mean you want $1 million for a school?
Yeah.
We just gave you $80 million in weapons. No, we could. Why would you got to give you $1 million?
Yeah.
What are you, a welfare client?
Yeah, drop the ball there. Drop the ball there.
And that's why they make slaves out of it.
This country sucks.
We do that with all countries.
This country fucking
And
sucks.
Russia did it too. So,
But Harry, I'm proud to be an American. I don't know the words. Sing it with me.
no, I don't sing that.
I'm proud to be an American, and I hope that I can live, maybe, and die, I would prefer, so that she can see me, and I'd rather stand up next to you than sit and take a shit today, 'cause I'm proud to be an American. God bless the USA! God bless the USA!
Yeah, okay. Tell that to an American Indian. And what we did to the American Indian. Proud to be an American, huh?
Proud to be an American.
If a war comes to this country direct, and it affects this country direct, and it was an actual war, I may serve again. But
what the fuck are you talking about? You're 78.
Yeah, well, like I said, just because you're old don't mean you don't love your country.
Yeah, but they wouldn't take you. What are you talking about? And why would you? What are you talking about?
I'm on the government's list anyway.
Oh my God! All right, go ahead.
Remember.
All right. Here's Harry's ego soapbox stand. You would definitely join up and fight the enemy.
If they would attack this country. But as long as we have the enemies within this country, within the government, doing the American people a disservice, I ain't going to do anything for you.
Not only a disservice, active harm.
Yeah.
Active harm! And then people just fight each other. There's this old story. I'm going to look this up. If you have anything to say, you can say things while I'm looking this up. Because this is an important story. I want to look this up and read it. It's going to take me a second. If you have something to say, you can say it. Otherwise, we'll cut this out
Well,
while I'm
I
looking
want
it up.
people to wake up and see who the real enemy is. And it's not overseas. I want the real enemy to be exposed. The ship of fools.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find the one that I read. It was a truncated version. But basically, it's a bunch of people on a ship, right? The captain is steering the ship into a rock. And all the people are like, hey, we don't have enough blankets. And the captain's like, fine, I'll give you some more blankets. And then, they keep steering in the rock. And everybody comes like, hey, we got enough rations. We should get bigger rations. This one guy goes, Hey, do you guys realize that the captain's steering the ship into a rock? Shut up! We're trying to get more food, one thing at a time, asshole. Captain's like, fine, I'll give you some more food. There you go. Hey! Some of us want to fuck other guys in the ass. And then one guy's like, yeah, okay, also, they're steering the ship into a rock. Shut up! My dick wants to smell like poop. Captain's like, all right, if you guys want to fuck each other in the ass, fine, go ahead.
Oh, 1930.
That's the basic synopsis of the story I read.
1930 was a year of change for all the countries. And it was basically economic depression around the whole world, which created World War II. And that was planned. They wanted population control, they wanted the war, they wanted the businesses to start up again. And that's what the war was. It was actually a trade war. And get rid of some people, get the factories going again, let the rich people make more money. Oh, let the poor people die and think they're doing something good.
Yeah.
What would you die for?
Harry, what would you die for?
I would probably fight for my family, my own freedom, try to avoid the slavery issue, but I would not fight for the system that is looking to send me on the front line and screw me and take money out of my pocket and say, this is for the good of the country. Well, if you got this money, why don't we do something good with this money instead of kill somebody else overseas that I don't even know? He hasn't done nothing to me.
Yeah.
And why would I fight him for?
Yeah.
Just like when the World War II, when the Americans were fighting the Nazis, they had the same religion. Mm-hmm. They were Catholics and Protestants.
Hey, by the way, Israel, you're welcome.
At $10 million a day.
You're welcome.
That's a religious war that will never stop.
Fucking cunts.
That's the way the world we live in. Wake up.
Listen, you guys are playing right into our hands. I am happy to take advantage. Harry, here's what most people don't know about me. I'm happy to take advantage. I'm a willing participant. But I do have like this flare of hope every once in a while that people will wake up and change the world. But they're not gonna. They're not gonna.
They're complacent. As long as you fill their bellies up and put some money in their pocket.
And give them an enemy. That's a big one. Give them an enemy. Yeah. Give them an enemy and they will be content.
Create an enemy.
Of course. Of course.
Your neighbor down the street's not your enemy because they may have a little more, a little less. There's no reason for it to be an enemy.
I don't know, man. I was looking at a lot of stuff on social media that we could go into, like how now the people on the right are doxing the people who are celebrating his death, but it's stupid because the media was saying that it would happen and then it happened. They're creating the reality that you're all manifesting. Do you not see that? Okay, then keep going along with it. And I'm going to sit back and take advantage of it. Okay? When you guys decide you've had enough, I'll figure it out. I'll be tuned in, and I'll stop. But until then, I'm just going to take whatever I can get from you because you're not people. You're barely human. You're in utero. In utero? In utero. You're in utero. And guess what? We're entering the age of Pisces. And the Star Queen spills out the vessel. And she screams at you from above. All you know how to do is swim, little fish. What will you do now that thou hast been spilt upon dry land? And what will you do? Pretend you're still in the water. That's what you're all doing. Harry, I knew this was going to be short. I've had enough of talking about this. Do you have anything to say before we sign off?
No, just hope you break up, and I hope you don't fall into the trap that they're setting for you. Find out who your real enemy is, and find out who's putting out the propaganda, and look at the evidence, and investigate. Because there's definitely somebody behind this whole stupid game.
Wise words. Thank you very much for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Someone is watching. There are strangers.